Hey everyone, it's Araenia from Being Human, and here is...
Mr. Mukibaro here. Good afternoon, trendsetters.
We're out on our walk again today. It's actually a really nice mild day today, and it just made me think. Yesterday when I got home, I was so cold, sort of around the chin and jaw, you know, it made me cough, just because of the cold environment. But it just kind of connected me to that idea that when you're clearing your subconscious patterning and you're headed towards that central kind of balanced place of the golden way, or your soul call, soul generated life, that you can weather that kind of thing. It doesn't seem to matter what environment is around you, what the people are, you know, doing around you. The closer you get into your soul, the more you can ride that wave, and the calmer your life becomes. So just thinking, you know, as we're walking along today, it's a really calm day, very little in the way of wind. Hey there, Karen, it's nice to see you. Temperature's pretty moderate. It's a little bit cool, but yeah, pretty good. And yeah, dogs everywhere today. Lots of dogs. They're all calling out to us.
One way
But it's a lot quieter up here, apart from the dogs and Mamaku. Maybe that's why the dogs are so noisy. Is people are going back to work or something? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just reflecting on that the closer you get with clearings towards your central core, the less you're buffeted by what goes on around you. And I think, you know, that roller coaster life that we seem to take for granted or accept as normal can actually be really exhausting. I'm getting directions here about which way to go. Hi Rose, it's good to see you this afternoon. But yeah, the more clearings, the calmer that roller coaster becomes. Instead of some great big thing like this, it's much less. The ups and downs are much less. So, and living in that kind of situation of internal peace, harmony, and yeah, just really soul guided and soul led, and that's what I've been thinking about today. Anyway, I think Yasa wants to carry on with that conversation about the elements and how they affect us, and kind of give you a bit of insight regarding that. So there you go.
Yo. Thank you.
Excuse me.
We have a thing, us human beings have a thing called karmic elements. These are different from the astrology elements. These are elements that the subconscious mind takes note of. And if you have them in your reality, it's really important. I was brought up in a pub, and at the age of 5 onwards I was filling flagons. Well, I was actually corking the flagons. So I pulled the corks out of a hot bucket of water and bung the cork in the flagon with a rubber hammer. Now, and I used to get paid for that. Now my subconscious mind goes, water, beer's water, water there and water there, makes you money. And what it does is it records that and pops it in its blessed filing cabinet. So as you grow up, when you're looking for money in your subconscious mind, mine in particular, goes, oh, you want to earn some money? Okay, go out there and find some water, because that's what you're programmed to be around. So what happened was that as I matured and I did work and looked for jobs and things, if I had water in my matrix and I ended up in the swimming pool game, so there's a certain amount of water there, if I had water in my matrix, the subconscious mind would allow me to make money. Everyone has an element. I've got water. Araenia has space and air. So when she looks for around for earn money, her subconscious mind will make sure that she has her element handy, and that will create a wave, and therefore the money will turn up.
You know what, when I was young, and you were saying that you were involved with the beer and the flagons and all that kind of thing.
Yep.
My dad was absolutely mad crazy about planes. He had to do his national service back in the 50s, and so the service that he chose to go to was the Air Force, of course, because he just loved planes. And you know, as a kid he had me plane spotting and looking at what was in the sky, and you know, to identify what kind of plane it was, what it was doing. So he made model aeroplanes. He used to take me out on the weekend to be the one at the end when they crashed to the ground. I had to run out across the field and go get them, bring them back again. But that was a way that my dad and I connected. Also, he was a cyclist in his younger days, so that reflects air as well because of the big pumped up wheels, right? So anything circular or with wheels is connected to that air element. So you know, anything to do with, I went off navigating with him in car rallies and stuff like that. So his was a very air dominated environment. Also, I was, you know, taught to count. I remember my very first day at school, the teacher had said, you know, anybody who can count to 10 stand up and come out to the front and count for us. Well, I got up, went out to the front, and I, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but didn't stop there. I went, you know, through the 20s, 30s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up to 100. And at that point I had to stop. I didn't know what came next, but yeah, brand new 5-year-old at school counting to 100. And numbers are indicative of air as well. So people who are good with numbers use numbers.
Sometimes good at maths.
Yeah, that's what I majored in at school and at teachers' college.
But
yeah, that
certainly helped.
That was my major when I was training to be a teacher. It was maths. So all those kind of elements of air. Space, slightly different situation, but yeah, definitely that air in my matrix from very, very young. You know, my mum encouraged me with that. Excuse me, with the counting, with the board games. I think probably the spatial thing came with her through colouring in, organising colours, organising spaces and how to sort those out. So yeah, that was my background around my elements.
Yo.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah, we all have these elements. And, you know, you try a new job. Next minute, you're unable to get the job and you're a dead sitter for it.
Well, you think you are.
Yeah, you think you are. But your subconscious has said, hey, there's no air here, no wheels or no circles and not many numbers. No, I can't get this job. Or for me, if there was no water, I wouldn't be able to get the job. This is until clearings. You can clear these, but it's just good to know, you know, the 4 primary ones are space. Space people like to fill a space. You know, they like to, if they do art, they like a big, full, empty space to do whatever they want. And then it goes to air. Air people like numbers, figures. It's not unnecessary to be good at maths. It's just that if you say, to an air person, would you like to go somewhere for a weekend, see the family? They will immediately think about numbers, like how far is it, how long is it going to take me, how much is it going to cost me in petrol, how much, and they will think in figures. That's an air person. Then you get a fire person and they think in triangles, because a flame's like a triangle. And quite often chefs have fire in their matrix, and other people, firemen definitely. Across to water people like stripes. The water element, the reason why they like stripes is they stand on the beach and look out at the beach, and you'll see the subconscious mind sees the horizon as a line and all the different waves coming in as lines. So water people like shelves. They don't necessarily like cupboards or boxes. Water people take the path of less resistance. An air person will travel all over the place, in all directions, because the wind travels in all directions. So an air person will do that, but a water person will normally go the same way. If he wants a holiday, they'll go to the same place every year because a river travels in the same direction. Earth people, they like boxes because they're pretty. Earth boxes are quite stoic. They're going to stay there, you know.
Solid.
Yep, they're solid. Earth people do not really move that much. They like to stay in the same place. They pack things in boxes. They love cupboards. So, you know, an earth person, have a look underneath their bed or in their closet or in the garage. Check out where all the cartons are with all the goodies are, because they'll be there. It's part or in shoe boxes. Anyway, we're off on a holiday for a couple of days to my brother's, to the beach. Now,
After lockdown, it certainly feels like a holiday. Just a weekend, really, but hey, we'll take it.
yeah, and what happens is that we have red and blue elements. The blue elements are the ones that are for you to make tangible things, as in money, materialism, buy a new car, whatever. That's a blue element. You can get a red element, and that's the ones that the subconscious, you'll be programmed to have if you want to have fun, if you want to have emotion. And, well, I've cleared my blue elements out because, you know, when I do this kind of work, there's no water here. And before clearings, I'd never be able to earn any income from what I do, because my subconscious would look around and go, "Oi, mate, where's the water?" So I've cleared that out. But I've kept it in my red matrix. So that means if I want to have how far we go?
Just to this road and
Okay.
turn round.
If I want to have a good time, have a bit of a hoot, my sub goes, go to water. Especially salt water, because I was brought up by the coast. So my brother lives in a place called a Portuguese, for those who are watching this out in New Zealand. And we're going to go there. Well, we're going to go fishing,
Yep.
which is water. Might
Yep.
go for a walk up a creek, which is water.
Yep, along the beach.
Yep, along the beach. As long as my sub can feel or see water, it'll allow me to have a good time. And I'll tell you, we're going to have a hoot.
See, my sub's happy with that water too, because especially when it's out in the open spaces. Beach is a great place for me because there's so much open air out there. And then the same with, you know, heading out to a river or creek or whatever. Now, some water inside I'd be less interested in.
Yeah.
But you know, the open air, I love to feel the air. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Just get away from where we've been in lockdown for 2 months and go somewhere else that's familiar. It's just expanding our bubble a bit.
Yeah, so where you go for a bit of a time out, and if it really clicks for you, go far out, that was such a good weekend, or that really worked for me, or the kids, depending on their element.
Yeah.
Chances are you may have fluked your element. Like some people like going to the beach, and they have no idea because they went there as a kid. But when you start becoming aware, you can split that, and you go, well, you know, we used to go to the beach, so that means you're near the element of water. Yes, and you start working things out, and you start becoming aware of what the heck is going on.
Actually, the beach is a good place for a lot of elements, really, because you've got your space and your air there. Even your earth, you know, when you've got your sand dunes or whatever, or even just the compacted sand could work there.
Sandcastles would be
Yeah,
it.
sandcastles will be earth. You know, and then if there's a barbecue or you're able somehow to have some kind of
Fire.
fire in or around, you know, it can deal with all the elements. It's
Yeah.
a pretty good place, really.
So we're definitely looking forward to that this weekend. We've got the elements going to match up. My brother is on the same page as Araenia and I, so we can relax and talk our way, our consciousness.
Talk our language. Yeah.
And yeah, and you know, we talk about elements and all kinds of stuff, the red, the blue, the cosmic and the planetary realities, and how they all fit in and how we fit into them, because we're always working out what we've got underneath our iceberg. You know, the top of the iceberg's what you're looking at now.
Yeah.
It's 12.5%
outside.
or 1/8 of your reality. Underneath the iceberg, submerged under the water, is your subconscious mind. 87.5% of your reality.
Yeah.
And you think you know yourself? Anyway,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. We'll continue. We'll probably be here tomorrow in a car, maybe driving, or might be at my brother's.
Yep.
Have a good eat, and
Yep.
yep.
See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.